Now, Sofi Technologies, ladies and gents, after market hours yesterday, we saw the share price going up by over 8%. And this came, ladies and gents, after Sofi Technologies gave us a report their Q2 earnings. And those of you that, of course, have been following me or have watched the previous videos I made about the predictions of Sofi Technologies, I had indicated that obviously Sofi, I foresee it beating analyst expectations on both the revenues they generate and the earnings per share, which was the exact same thing that we saw when Sofi reported those earnings. So I'm very excited because those earnings, the way they were so good, they are making Sofi Technologies to trade up, or they made them to trade up after market hours by over 8%, which is something that excites those that are investing onto the Sofi Technologies. So after yesterday's earnings, we are seeing on the screen, notice that this just definitely means that Sofi has been beating analyst expectations on both the total revenues they generate each and every quarter and the earnings per share, which is something that must just show you that, of course, Sofi Technologies is a company that we might continue seeing it beating analyst expectations, which might be the one thing that obviously has to show us that they are doing very good or pretty good, which is why they are beating these expectations which are made or done by analysts. Now, before going into this earnings or Sofi earnings, you already know that this video is just an entertainment video and you should not take it as a professional financial advice video. Now, I really appreciate if you can just hit that like button, comment and subscribe. That if you have not subscribed to the channel already, and once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. So Sofi Technologies, without a waste of time, ladies and gents, they reported total revenues of around $356 million, with, of course, the earnings per share of negative 0.12. Now, as seen on the screen, you notice that analysts were expecting, of course, Sofi Technologies to report total revenues of around 340 million. So the 356 which Sofi reported was a surprise, and of course led to Sofi beating the analyst expectations. So all in all, we can see that Sofi is a company which is doing really good. And now, one of the things that really excited me on those earnings, it was when I read that obviously Sofi continue increasing their guidance for the rest of the year, or for the rest of the year 2022. So I believe that coming the last two quarters, so that is the Q3 and the Q4, they are expecting to also continue doing well in terms of the earnings or in terms of the revenues they generate each and every quarter, which is something that is truly amazing. Because right now Sofi Technologies, though it is very close, their guidance have sort of like changed. I mean, you will saw the last two digits on the previous guidance, it was ending by 1.510, and now the upper limit in terms of the guidance is ending at 1.513, which is something that just shows you or has to show us that Sofi Technologies is a company which expects to perform well even on the second half of this year, which is something that obviously is one of the things that is making Sofi's share price to, of course, trade this high. Now, another thing which really made me to be excited, of course, is the new members that joined Sofi Technologies this quarter, or on quarter two, which, ladies and gents, they were around 450,000 new members that joined Sofi Technologies. Now, these 450,000 new members that joined Sofi Technologies are much better than the members that joined Sofi Technologies in the Q1 of 2022, which, of course, as in the screen, notice that they were just over 400,000. To get to see that now they have received 450,000 new members is something that is incredible, and something that must motivate you to remain bullish, stay long onto this Sofi Technology stock, because right now Sofi currently has a total members in their platform of around 4.3 or of over 4.3 million, which is something that is incredible as these continue showing growth onto Sofi Technologies. So remember, these members that join Sofi Technologies are the ones that continue increasing or helping Sofi generate more and more revenue, which is always a good thing when we see these figures of membership growing or increasing by this much. This is something that, of course, I was very excited because, of course, one of the things that, or one of the most important things I look at when I check SoFi's earnings each and every quarter is the kind of membership growth they saw on that quarter. Now, like I said, to get to see that 450 for quarter 2 was what SoFi reported, made me to be really excited, and it's making me to see that SoFi, it looks like we might continue seeing it growing even in the quarters to come. SoFi Technologies remains that stock that, ladies and gents, so it is attracting so many consumers wanting to come and join their platform, and I don't blame them. I mean, this platform that SoFi offers wide range of services because the consumers in the SoFi's platform can save, borrow, and spend and trade, which is something that is incredible. And SoFi, ladies and gents, it is making their platform to be the number one stop shop for all things relating to digital banking, as most of the services that they are offering you cannot find in traditional banks. Now, with their Galilio, or their payment processor Galilio, SoFi Technologies for this quarter, they reported, or they indicated that Galilio currently has around 117 million active accounts, which is also a good thing because it is growing, or it is showing growth, because at the Q1 earnings, Galilio had around 110 million active accounts, which is something that is incredible. So these active accounts, or these 117 million active accounts, represented a 48% increase year over year, which is, like I said, something that is always good to see from, of course, a stock or a company that you invest in. Growth per year or quarter when comparing to the previous quarter is one of the things that continue attracting, of course, investors to continue holding that stock for a longer term. So in the second half of 2022, SoFi Technologies, it is expecting a total adjusted revenue of around $830 to $835 million, which is something that is incredible. Again, something that must just show you that if you are to divide maybe 830, which is the lower limit, by 2, you get around $415 million per quarter that we can see, of course, SoFi Technologies reporting. Whereas if you divide it by the upper limit, you get around $417.5 million of the total revenues that we can expect to see, obviously, SoFi Technologies reporting in the next coming 2 quarters. SoFi Technologies remains the stock that I am fully invested in. This stock which is just set to do very well because its fundamentals and its future prospects are just so massive, and those of you that are loading the boat, increasing their holdings onto these stocks, are definitely going to receive the gold rewards when this stock finally gets or becomes profitable, because that's when I think a lot of investors or retail investors would really want to come and invest onto this stock. Otherwise, Wall Street continues to remain bullish onto SoFi Technologies. They still believe that SoFi, it is a buy, which is something that is always good to see what analysts are saying about SoFi Technologies. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that this video was amazing, please don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that at least YouTube can notify you every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, before you load the boat, increase your holdings onto SoFi Technologies, please make sure that you do your own due diligence so that at least you can be comfortable when you are investing onto this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.